Hey y'all, I'm Livi, and you're listening to my new album, Label. Before I get started, I want to give a brief trigger warning. This record is going to contain explicit language and discuss content involving suicide, self-harm, politics, addiction, religion, trauma, LBGT discourse, monogamy, polyamory, mental health, and more. I want to give a viewer discretion. That is advised. So the last time y'all saw me, I was a 22-year-old junior in college, and I had just released my album, Live. Since then, I have moved across the country and started a new life. I have started on this record, and it's been my life's work for the past 5.5 years, and I'm excited to share it with y'all. It's been 5 years in the making. Unlike chasing visions or Live, it's been such a journey. Every note, every lyric, every sound is mine. I built all of it with my own hands, piece by piece, until it carried the weight of my mid-20s. I produced every single track myself. It's a tapestry of stories of growing up and letting go, divorce and discovery, politics and pride, of coming out and moving away from everything I ever knew. This album is more than music. It is the sound of becoming. I started working on this record shortly after the release of Live. I was, like I said, 22-year-old in college, and so much was going around the world politically, so much hate, prejudice, especially in my home state of Mississippi. Outside of the world's problems, I was facing my own. You know, your early 20s are a time in your life where you start to shape your identity. I was graduating, working in the mental health field, getting married, and starting my life. But behind closed doors, my life was kind of in shambles. Someone I'd known since childhood made the choice to no longer be in my life. My marriage was already falling apart. I lost a family member to suicide. There was nothing I could do except accept the loss and watch it happen. My grief became my identity. I fell deep into a relapse cycle. When I lost hope, I stopped being me. I stopped working, stopped singing, stopped making music. I went on a little hiatus. I no longer found joy in the one source I always had. Truthfully, I wanted to die. In 2023, I was presented with the opportunity to pack up my life and start over, to leave behind everything and everyone I ever knew. I knew for sure if I didn't, I wasn't going to get better because I couldn't heal in the same place I got sick. Within 2 months, I was gone. I left Mississippi for the first time in my life. I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona to start over. But things got worse before they got better. For a while, I stopped leaning on my faith because when you lose the most important people in your life, your actual lifelines, you become the person you swore you'd never be. But seeing a different way of life, being surrounded by acceptance rather than prejudice, it opened my eyes up to the possibility that I could move on if I just took accountability for the role I played in my own trauma. I had to make the executive decision to accept that while I might have been a victim of circumstance, I didn't have to stay that way. While my trauma was not my choice, I chose to let it define me. People hurt me, and no one can take that away, but it was up to me to decide what to do with that. So in 2024, I decided I was no longer gonna live to appease everybody else. Toxicity was not gonna have a place in my life, and I met somebody that helped me kind of out of that darkness. Metaphorically, I went into remission of my own personal cancer. I left behind the love I had for others in exchange for dignity, in exchange for peace, faith, self-respect. I had to fly away from the nest in order to grow, and I realized that I deserve better. You know, I was worth more than my self-sabotage. I was worth more than my misery. I was worth more than the labels that other people assigned. I traveled all these miles to start over, and so I did. And I realized the most important lesson I'd ever learned in my entire life. My definition of character and identity extends far beyond any label. So now I'm going to talk kind of about each track one by one, how I did last time. These songs, like I said, I started working on in 2020, and last song I wrote, I think, was earlier this year, so it's been a journey. I want to open the album up with my song 911. 911 was a song I wrote in November of 23. I just moved to Phoenix that summer, and I took a little hiatus with my music. I'd already written the title track, Label, about how I'm not defined by labels or a diagnosis. I was having issues fitting in just like I'd had my whole life. In Phoenix, I talk funny, I've got an accent. Some didn't believe that I actually had 2 college degrees. They naturally assumed I was a conservative Bible thumper. People already decided who I was based on where I was from. So I thought, if I know what doesn't define me, what does? I went back to my earliest recollections, and I remembered since I was 4 years old, I dreamed of being a country singer. And I've always felt alive in country music. Being on stage, belting out a good Carrie Underwood anthem, nothing made me feel more like myself. I love my boots, but I also love rock music. You know, I grew up not just on Reba McEntire and Martina McBride, but also on Elvis Presley and Ozzy Osbourne. I love my facial piercings, my tattoos. I might deal with mental illness and even work in behavioral health, but outside my career, I'm just a sassy spitfire, with a southern drawl. You'll find me in tank tops and scrub pants with a vape in my mouth even when I pull up to work. I kind of run off of caffeine, nicotine, and spite, but I'm still very forgetful. I'm still silly. And, I didn't want to be the person that people walked on anymore like I was in high school. And so as an adult with a voice of my own, I had to learn how to demand the respect that I deserve, because I'm not just the girl that wrote Chasing Visions anymore. She's still in me, but we have very much evolved since then. I have accepted my sexuality, but I kept my faith. I realized it's okay to be both gay and a believer. I had to burn the blueprint of all these things that I was taught growing up. Everything blew up in my face in Mississippi because I was trying so hard to be the good girl from the South that society wanted me to be. But my views didn't align with the traditional Southern values. I can't change my heart even if it's still at home. I love Mississippi, and I believe in the Second Amendment, as long as there's boundaries around it and we're not playing God with our weapons. Everyone around here is going to tell you, try me, I won't call 911. And that's a message that just kind of turned into a metaphor. And I always thought it was hilarious, but simultaneously kind of badass. I'm not a fighter, but I'm not in a place in my life where I'm going to stand for disrespect. I'll offer you a hit off of my blunt and tell you about yourself in the same minute. I might be small, but my personality and my heart are bigger, and the song is just kind of who I am outside of who everybody else expected me to be.
I sing country music, but I'm a punk star. I don't have time for this, smoking on a puff bar. Got some facial piercings, but I wear cowboy boots. So no, don't come for me, you won't like my attitude. My breakfast is coffee and Ritalin. You can tell me twice, but still have to tell me again. ADHD and nicotine, live in the desert now, heart still in Mississippi. Is this what you came for? Wanna check yourself? I don't think I heard you right. Say that again, I don't wanna fight. Spread your lies, spread your hate, don't waste my time with. Girl, don't wreck yourself or you're gonna get exposed. Judge me all you want to, I don't give a fuck. You wanna hit off of this joint, it ain't that serious. Keep your guns, I don't want them, just don't point them at me. 'Cause back where I come from, they don't call 911. Sometimes I am my worst enemy. Yeah, I'm a little southern gothic tragedy. Tank tops and scrub pants, listening to rock bands, been dancing with the devil since I gave up on men. Spend my last dollars on ice coffee, but still driving with my car on ease like I'm still 16. The serendipity, young, wild, free heart of a gypsy. Wanna check yourself? I don't think I heard you right. the Karens dropped me off in my latest dreams. When I woke up and held my life flash before me. So I got the hell out of Mississippi. Judge me all you want to, I don't give a fuck. You wanna hit off of this joint, it ain't that serious. Keep your guns, I don't want them, just don't point them at me. Cause back where I come from, we don't call 911. We don't call 911.
I love that song. It was so much fun to write. All right. Y'all know I've got a history of my track twos being a little bit sad and deep. So this one's called Misery. It's one of the newest songs on the album. I wrote it in spring earlier this year. It is a song of self-reflection based on some of my relationships in the past, kind of told through the lens of a love that refuses to let go. Even as it strains under its own weight, it's a love that's so strong and unbreakable. It tells the story of two people bound by passion, but they're divided by the ways that they are surviving their own pain. One partner is fiercely loyal to their misery, so accustomed to suffering that it begins to seep into the relationship itself. The other person has traveled far in their healing, standing at the crossroads between loving their partner and protecting their own recovery. They come to understand that their partner was never taught what real love looks like, and so they try to have to teach it to them. But misery, when worn like armor, it can feel safer than healing, and love becomes something unfamiliar and sometimes unreachable. But vocally, this song is a personal milestone for me. Misery pushed me beyond my limits. I actually hit an A-sharp 6, which is the highest note I've ever hit. I did not know my range went that high. Not to have a big head, but I'm so proud of this one as a vocalist. For that reason, this song stands as one of my proudest accomplishments, and I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Some people don't know any other way to love, though, and that's what's sad. Don't you know? They never had anyone to show them how it's done, how to love with grace and not run. It's hard to teach the heart that's never learned to feel the warmth and not just the burn. And now we're both here, but still so lost, caught in a cycle we can't run from. You can't promise me forever, and I can't leave well enough alone. Your misery's contagious, but I can't let go. No, I can't let go. No, I can't let go. I see it in your eyes, the fear of being loved, like it's something you can't trust. It's a twisted game we both keep playing, but we're just pretending, just delaying. You build your walls so high and tight, but you never learned how to fight. And now we're both here, so far from home, trying to fix what's broken and unknown. You can't promise me forever, and that's what's sad. I can't let go. Oh, no, I can't let go. No, I can't let go.
It's pretty powerful. I'm just, again, not to have a big head, but it was a very cathartic moment for me. Anyway, this next song is called My Reason. This was one of the first songs I wrote for the label record. Lyrically, it is a favorite. I wrote it in early 2021, about a year after the release of Live. I was scrolling on TikTok one night and I saw all these videos just made with my song Anorexia. There were so many. I was shocked. I couldn't believe how many people were actually listening to my music, to a song I wrote when I was 17 years old. I connected with one person specifically. Her name was Kirsch. She was a girl in Canada who was fighting her own battle with an eating disorder. We stayed up all night video chatting, talking about how I made it through, my eating disorder and my process of recovery, and that kind of drove the inspiration for this song. We talked about the concept of hope, about dreams. She told me, you have a beautiful mind, so it makes sense that you're a dreamer. I talked about how hope was the source of my healing and how hope was my reason, but now so are the people that listen to my songs. While I can't be their savior, maybe I can be their version of hope, because helping others heal was always the dream. In music and in my professional life, working in behavioral health, I wanted to contribute to the healing process of those who struggle the way I did. Unfortunately, a few years after I wrote this song, my friend Kirsch did succumb to her fight. So this song is hers, this song is Hope's, and I hope that with this song out now, she'll never really be gone. I hope it makes her immortal, and I hope it will carry on her memory.
You give me something to fight for, something to write for, a life to suffice for, ain't nothing to ignore. Something I believe in, struggle, some in my passion for, fatal attraction, you slay all my witchcraft. The pain doesn't define me, but sometimes it describes me. And even though I still feel it, I refuse to be broken. At the start of an era, I'm done wasting mascara, trying to keep my head up, gotta hope I'm enough. You say that it makes sense that I'm a dreamer, because I have a beautiful mind. Pray for you so long, feels like forever. I hope you know that you're my reason to shine. And like the leaves changing the fire, make life a visual. I hope you know you're not alone. Girl, get back up on your feet. Snow in December. I hope you'll always remember, like you're my reason, babe. You're my reason. Oh, love I'm giving everyone else. Now I gotta learn how to love myself. Please forget about yesterday. Just remember now. Words are the foundation, set in stone for creation. I unsubscribe from the labels, but sometimes I turn tables. I keep on preaching this mantra about defeating my monsters, but my closet is still full of bones, and I'm still scared to be alone. I'm just afraid of the failure. I can't be the one savior. No, I don't wanna suck a dick. And if I show you all my skeletons, I get worse by comparison. You say that it makes sense that I'm a dreamer, because I have a beautiful mind. Pray for you so long, feels like forever. I hope you know that you're my reason to shine. And like the leaves change in the fall, make life a visual. I hope you know you're not alone. Girl, get back up on your throne. Snow in December. I hope you'll always remember you're my reason, babe. You're my reason. Oh. So many times I tried to take my life, but the bravest thing I ever did was stay alive. Some may say that I'm too much to handle. Sometimes life is just too, this culture's too quick to cancel. Prisoner to my own, so I'll just swim against that. I know it's been such a short time, but I hope this lasts for my whole life. You say that it makes sense that I'm a dreamer, because I have a beautiful mind. I've prayed for you so long, feels like forever. I hope you know that you're my reason to shine. And like the leaves change in the fall, make life a visual. I hope you know you're not alone. Girl, get back up on your throne. Snow in December. I hope you'll always remember you're my reason, babe. You're my reason. Oh.
That was actually one I did here at 16 Bars in Jackson. So, all right, next. Cancer. No, it's not what you think. I got a pattern of my track 4s hitting a little hard too, so here we go. This one I started crafting ideas for in 2020, but I didn't really start writing it till 2024. When I separated from my ex-husband, I never want to put anyone on blast. That's not ever my goal in my artistry, but my authenticity is always going to have a place in my music, and if I can't be honest and tell my story my way, I'm not doing myself justice. So, great art derives from great pain. So, this is going to be the first and the last time I will ever speak publicly about my divorce. I definitely want to put a trigger warning on this one, so here goes. I always felt like he never heard how he spoke to me. I kept a list of the most hurtful things he said to me so I could physically show him how much his words affected me. I admit I was never the perfect wife. We both did not deserve half the shit we put each other through, and it takes two to fuck up a marriage. I hold myself accountable for my mistakes, but this song was crafted from that list of horrible things that he said to me. The two that always stuck with me: pick a mood and stick with it. Stop being a cancerous tumor on society. A lot of this song kind of took place in the spring of 2023. And that was the worst time of my life. It was right before we moved to Phoenix, and I was in so much pain, like emotionally, physically. I struggle with fibromyalgia and a lot of chronic pain issues, and just struggling mentally and physically. I couldn't move. I physically couldn't move. That is the year I lost my hope. I would be on the phone with a crisis line in the closet while getting screamed at about the dishes or being a manic psycho or a lunatic, and I needed to cry quieter, and my bipolar was acting up. Ironically, I worked with some doctors since moving to Phoenix, and bipolar was always a misdiagnosis. I do have borderline personality disorder, just emotional dysregulation, no mania. But that is why pick a mood and stick with it hurts so much, because why would you say that to someone with bipolar disorder or with any kind of mood dysregulation? Like, Why would you scream at someone who was actively suicidal and simply trying to fight for the will to survive? It never blew over, it only blew up.
You said I was just like cancer, but that was not the answer. I was never a burden, I just couldn't stop hurting. You acted like you were so good to me, but you hated it when I would sleep. Told me to get up when I was crying, screamed at me when I was dying. But I was on my knees, I was begging for help. You wouldn't see my disease, you just put me through hell. And all your jealousy, I had made our love fail. So I gotta let go, cause I found someone else. You said that I was just like cancer, but that was not the answer. I was never a burden, no, I just couldn't stop hurting. And I was always so sick and I just couldn't get up. You wouldn't understand, so I gave up on us. It's funny how I'm in remission, I healed all of these cuts. And now you're sleeping all alone, you miss me so much. You told me pick a mood and stick with it, and that is something I just can't forget. You said that I was weak and so oblivious, but taking care of myself. You said that I was selfish. You told me it's no wonder everybody leaves me, and I'm a bitch who needs to learn how to cry quietly. Now like a phoenix, I'm rising from the ashes of everything you burned. Now I'm healing gashes. You said I was just like cancer, but that was not the answer. I was never a burden, no, I just couldn't stop hurting. And I was always so sick and I just couldn't get up. You wouldn't understand, so I gave up on us. It's funny how I'm in remission, I've healed all of these cuts. And now you're sleeping all alone, and you miss me so much. I never wanted a divorce, just wanted you to love me for who I am, not who you want me to be. I'm sorry that I couldn't live up to you, but now I'm closing this door, cause I found someone who never said that I was just like cancer, cause that was not the answer. I was never a burden, no, I just couldn't stop hurting. Yeah, you said that I was just like cancer, questions I still can't answer. You told me I was a psycho, baby, tell me something I don't know. Yeah, it never blew over, it just only blew up. You were never a man, you were so damn corrupt. Turns out I'm not bipolar, I just need to be loved. Now I'm trying to recover, cause I miss me so much. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually one of the songs I produced solely on piano and brought into the studio. Shout out to Colin Dobash at Demon Studios in Phoenix. Killer job on that electric guitar. Really appreciate that. Next song. All right, this is one of my favorites. This is really where we start to pick it up in the album. It is called 5 Feet. That's why it's the 5th track. I wrote this song in April this year about kind of the struggle of a 9 to 5. Well, I'm not above my 9 to 5 desk job. I always felt like I was made for more. I was made to be an artist. I was made to be a performer, but I do what I have to do just to get by, just like everybody else. No matter what, you have to go into work with a smile and leave your personal shit at the door. Sometimes it's like the boss just does not care about what's going on in your life. They see you as an employee, someone to keep the place running. You're just kind of their little robot, but they're not going to see past the machine they want you to operate as. As a running joke, I've always just kind of been like, why do I always have to be the bigger person? I'm only 5 feet tall. So, like I said before, I work in behavioral health, and I can't tell you some of the things my patients have said to me where I just had to stand there and take it. No matter how much pain I'm in, I've got to keep my cool. And even though it's a song about, kind of a struggle, it's a lot of fun. I kind of wanted to go back to the beginning a little bit and go back to the sound experimentation I did in the Chasing Visions album. I kind of have those roots in hip-hop, being from Jackson, Mississippi. And I also wanted to add in a genre I haven't done yet, R&B. So I want to continue breaking down the genre barriers in this project, and I think this song does exactly that, because we get a taste of country, hip-hop, R&B, and pop.
Yeah, the boss is on her bullshit. I'm trying to not throw a fit. Giving this job everything I have, and I woke up from a nightmare just to find another gray hair. Not even 30, feeling flirty. I'm way too damn self-aware. Why do I always have to be the bigger person? In case you haven't heard, I'm only 5 feet tall, but I'm lifting up the weight of your chaos and complaint, balancing your baggage like I trained in ballet. Smile plastered on my face while my sanity's misplaced, trying not to cuss you out at 9:08. I've been swallowing my pride like it's part of the job. Oh, but you wouldn't last a day in my boots. Why do I always have to be the bigger person? Just 'cause I'm kind don't mean I'm not hurting, holding it down when I'm barely standing tall. In case you missed it, babe, I'm only 5 feet small, but my heart 10 feet wide and my will fire tight. I'm the storm you didn't see coming in July. I've been quiet, I've been patient, but don't confuse that with complacent. You keep pushing, I'll keep rising. I'm the spark that's done with hiding. You want peace, then quit the war, 'cause I'm not shrinking anymore. Got a spine made out of glitter, with a mouth that cuts like scissors. If I clap back, no, I'm doing it with grace. So next time you throw that shade, better hope I'm feeling brave, 'cause I got more than coffee, fuel in my flame. Why do I always have to be the bigger person? I'm not undistracted for existing, but I rise like steam in a too small room. Small in size, but I always make room. Yeah, I'm loud, yeah, I'm bright, and I stand my ground and fight. I'm the thunder rolling in without a hide. Next time you come for miracle, in case you haven't heard, I'm only 5 feet tall, but I carry it all. Why do I always have to be the bigger person? Why do I always have to be the bigger person? Just because I'm kind don't mean I'm not hurting, holding it down when I'm barely standing tall. In case you missed it, babe, I'm only 5 feet small, and my heart 10 feet wide and my will fire tight. I'm the storm you didn't see coming in July. So next time you come for me, recall, in case you haven't heard, I'm only 5 feet tall, but I carry it all.
That's one of my favorites. All right, this next one, Self-Sabotage. I got to put another trigger warning on this one because I wrote it in the middle of a relapse with self-harm. So if this is triggering, skip to the next song. This song is meant to be a doorway into the mind during a psychological crisis, that strange suspended realm of dissociation, where everything feels distant and unbearably loud at the same time. A tornado of thought, a storm with no eye. A place where fear pulses right behind your ribs, and your heartbeat feels like it might tear you apart. This track was a leap into new territory for me. My first time doing like an EDM and electronic thing. I stitched it together with flickers of musical theater and pop. It's very chaotic, very unhinged. It is the sound of a mind fighting itself for the will to survive. It was born from the absolute darkest chapter of my entire life, and it was one of those songs I wrote in the spring of 2023 when I was at my worst. I was dating this girl at the time. Yes, I had an open marriage. Moving on. And she constantly threw my borderline diagnosis in my face. So she's kind of who I sing about in this one because I leaned on her for my sanity. I leaned on hope for my sanity. Very codependent, very unhealthy. Do not recommend. But this was kind of the result of that. I was so bad off. I was self-harming daily. I would cry for hours and just scream. I was going insane, and I couldn't make it stop. I knew I, was too grown to act that way, but I felt like I had no control over myself at the same time. I was physically and mentally in anguish. For lack of a better word, I was in self-sabotage mode. I was exhausted. I was in such a deep state of dissociation. It really felt like something was possessing me. I would have these blackouts where I'd just destroy everything in front of me. I'd be hurting myself and I couldn't stop. It was like I'd scream at myself in the back of my head to stop, but I couldn't. I couldn't breathe. I lost myself, and then I lost hope. And honestly, my codependency ruined everything. But it is kind of a fun, upbeat song, and I kind of based this experience around the life of a performer. I never decided to create a shit show, but that it was kind of like watching this insane performance, which is kind of why the lyrics say, I'm here for my applause or whatever. When recording this, it really took me back to the feeling I had of being possessed. I worked with my amazing engineer at Demon, Elise Weiss, to create a very almost demonic sound between the chorus and the second verse, because I needed this song to truly capture my agony, but also still be theatrical and somewhat through the point of view of a performer. Trying to be who everyone else expects her to be. It's kind of a cycle of a self-fulfilling prophecy in terms of codependency, dissociation, and self-sabotage. Like I said, this is my first electronic dance type song. It's got very heavy pop elements and just a little flavor of musical theater.
Oh, yeah. Don't lose your shit, girl. Don't throw a fit, girl. Get it together and choke down your shit, girl. Put down the phone, girl. Leave her alone, girl. You're too old for this. Now you're all grown up, girl. My mind's got a mind of her own. It's out of my hands, out of my control. It's so fucking exhausting. These thoughts, yeah, they haunt me. How we're fighting and fucking. Does she hate me or love me? How do I know if my thoughts are my own? I scream, get out of my head, leave me the fuck alone. I'm suffocating, I'm breathing. Am I crazy for grieving? Tried to kill me, don't know how I'm still breathing. Go on, give me my applause for all of my self-sabotage. Don't know how to turn it off. I'm up on stage with the applause. Go on, give me my applause for all of my self-sabotage. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm up on stage for the applause. Get a grip of yourself, girl. You don't know yourself, girl. You're screaming for someone who doesn't exist. Oh, put down the cane, girl. Work through the pain, girl. Why can't you keep a job? It's not that hard to work a graveyard shift. I'm not breathing, I wish I was dead. Cause without her I can't get out of my head. You say that you need space, but I wanna be close. This was not the life I chose. Selling tickets to my own shit show. Welcome to the self-fulfilling prophecy. Can't have my cake and eat it too, because you can't change me and I can't change you. Here I go dissociating. When did my thighs start bleeding? I don't wanna die, but I hate being alive. You treat me like I disappeared, but it's you I cannot hear. How do I know which thoughts belong to me? I'm tired of crying myself to sleep. I'm suffocating, not breathing. Am I crazy for grieving? Yeah, we fight it and fuck it. I hate it, I love it. I don't know how to respect boundaries. This is why everyone leaves me. Bubbles in my hair, I'll swallow them, 'cause I can, yeah. I tried to kill me, wish that I could stop bleeding. Go on, give me my applause for all of my self-sabotage. The lights are down, the show is done, so come on, let's hear the applause.
So much fun. All right, track 7, Yellow. This is actually kind of a little fan favorite. Song we all know and love. I wrote the song originally in 2022 about a super bad breakup. Her name is Raven. Sorry, just name dropped. Her favorite color was yellow. In essence, I didn't really hate the color. I just hated everything that reminded me of her. I've always been a fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I felt like he and I both have such tortured souls, so I gathered allusions from his poem The Raven, since that was also her name, and I incorporated them into my own poetry about loss and grief. I truly felt like no one cared about me when I wrote Yellow. I had been clean from self-harm for over 2.5 years, and I wasn't doing well. I was telling everybody around me I was on the verge of relapse, and I felt like no one took me seriously. And that's where the line "nobody cares until after it's done" comes from. Everybody on social media would just comment about how happy I looked, and I got really sick of it. I think that also drove me back into the relapse cycle. Unless my pain was physical, nobody believed it. I had to hurt myself to show everybody that I wasn't okay. So I was abused by my own hands. I recorded and released the demo shortly after composition, but the more I listened to it, the more uneasy it became for me. Kind of delivered the pain a bit too well in this one. It was way too fragile when I made the demo. It sounded like I was screaming because I was. And I think that took away from the message of the song. I talk a lot about the loss of hope in this record, so after I lost hope in 2023, I rewrote some of the lyrics in Yellow to coincide with the worst pain I'd ever gone through. I had gone 992 days without relapse, and losing hope was the thing that broke me. Hope was my sunshine. Hope was my sobriety. So when I lost hope, I lost myself. Hope was a promise I kept close. So when I lost it, I had to fight simply for the will to keep living, and time did not heal my wounds. I was consumed with darkness forevermore. My heart will always be with hope in Mississippi, but when I lost hope, that's when I had to leave.
Nobody cares until after it's done. I thought I wasn't that girl anymore, so I clutched my chest, wondering what went wrong. Sometimes it's better to feel nothing at all. Now I hate the color yellow, 'cause you were the sunlight in my darkest days, and you were just the voice that echoes. And these scars on my body make me feel like a failure. You got me through all of my bad days, so why'd you throw them all away? And now I hate the color yellow. You promised me that we were forever. Oh, I'm sick of y'all saying I look happy. Unless it's on my skin, you won't see misery. I was abused by my own fucking hands. Couldn't handle if I never saw you again. Oh, 'cause my anxious parts are just way too creative. Can't help how I am and I still fucking hate it. My heart's in Mississippi, I used to be your baby. Now like the raven, I'm left here wondering fear. And now I hate the color yellow, 'cause you were the sunshine in my darkest days. And you are just the voice that echoes. And these scars on my body make me feel like a failure. I almost made it to 1,000 days, and then I threw it all away for you. Now I hate the color yellow, 'cause you promised me that this was forever. And you told me that I'm just too codependent. So why couldn't you just help me defeat it? Yeah, I said if you left me, I wouldn't survive it. Now here I am begging for the will just to fight it. And I hate the smell of Mark Jacobs' daisy. These voices in my head keep on driving me crazy. I hate December 18th, 'cause it reminds me of you. I can't stop fucking crying, time ain't healing my wounds. You my only dream come true, I never dared to dream before. Now I'm hopeless, I'm full of darkness now, nothing more. And now I hate the color yellow, 'cause you were the sunshine in my darkest days. Now you are just the voice that echoes. And these scars on my body make me realize you're really gone. And I hate what you done to me. Tell me, how am I supposed to breathe right now? I'm supposed to be in your arms, but can't be. And now I hate the color yellow, 'cause all I see now are the tears in my eyes. Let me call you every day to make sure you still love me. You said you'd never do anything to fucking hurt me, but I hate the color yellow. It doesn't matter anymore, so don't worry about me.
So this next song is called Parade. It was kind of inspired by one of my college professors. It was the year of the pandemic, and I was struggling with double majoring. And I got COVID, and statistics was not easy even when I wasn't sick. Never been good at math, ever. So my stats professor told me that I was doing great because I was doing my best under my own circumstances. She told me everything kind of happens for a reason, and she shared with me it was always her dream to be an astronaut. And one day she almost got that chance, and I don't remember the full story, but something happened that could have seriously hurt her, and it didn't work out. And she just told me, I realized maybe I didn't want to be an astronaut. Maybe I just wanted a parade. So that kind of inspired the lyrics a little bit, and it inspired me to write this song for all the people in my life that kind of took care of me and loved me like I was their own kid.
I wanna throw a parade. I've been staying up all night, just trying to understand how to add it all up, how to multiply the ends. But the rest of this world ain't justified by the means. Even through my dark days, God brought you to me. You say you wanna go to space, wanna go above the clouds. Well, darling, let me take you there. Let me throw a parade. Let us celebrate the life that the good Lord gave us. Let's just have it. I wanna throw a parade. Let's just forget about the world don't shine as bright as you do down here on Earth. Come on, let's get a rocket ship and fly up to the moon. I don't need nothing else, 'cause no one gets me like you do. Parade and forget all of our worries tonight. Our worries tonight. And I don't have to see the sun to know it's not as bright as you. And I don't need to fly to space to think you've hung the moon. And I don't need to see a black hole, 'cause without you that's what I'd be. And even when this world is gone, there's no one like you and me. We'll just celebrate our lives. For the time we spent together, it was the best time of my life. Learn to love our lives again. You've loved me like a daughter, and I've become your biggest fan. Let's get a rocket ship and fly up to the moon. We don't need nothing else to make us feel brand new. And forget all of our worries tonight. Our worries tonight.
That one, funny backstory. We did that one here at 16 Bars and had to stop in the middle of it because tornado sirens kept going off, so we had to chill in the hallway for a bit. Just fun little backstory. All right, we are halfway through, I think, at this point. My track 9 is called Name Drop. This is a song I kept picking up and putting down from the years of 2022 to 2024. Kind of kept it behind closed doors that I was dating girls, but here it is now. Like I said, kind of had an open marriage, but I was never really happy without a woman. To be honest, I didn't start liking girls till I was about 18. At 19, I got married to a man, kind of halfway to convince myself I was straight. The other half, Jesus Christ syndrome, I had to save him. And again, got married when I was 23. But you can't hide who you are forever. So I spent a lot of my early 20s in the dating pool. Like I said earlier, I don't write songs for vengeance or to blast people. But the song is basically kind of how some of those girls done me wrong. And I don't hold any ill will towards anybody ever. But abandonment was always my biggest fear, and with that, I would inadvertently push people away. I would drive myself crazy, begging them not to leave me, which kind of fed into the whole self-fulfilling prophecy. Some of these names in the song are legit, some of them are codes, and I will not be telling you which ones are which. Just to kind of go over them a little bit, Lucy was a girl that I still very much respect to this day. But man, when I fell for her, I fell very hard. She was just a little bit full of herself. Lisa was the first girlfriend I ever had, and I was in love with her for years. She was a little bit conceited, but she was my first love from a woman, so I can't forget her. First time she left me, kind of ghosted me, and you'll hear about that in the song, but I loved her enough to take her back, and it kind of ended up the same way about 8 months later. Haven was a girl both my ex-husband and I dated. She showed up to our wedding and got engaged with the exact kind of same ring that I had, and, I had my ring personalized. It was a pink opal, so you can't really just buy that anywhere. Thought that was kind of coincidental. Effie was the girl I wrote about in Sabotage. She moved out to Phoenix with me, but the girl ran my bank account dry, stole from me, from my ex, from my mom, lived rent-free in my house. My life got so much better when I woke up and realized that I deserved better than her. I think, that really helped me to wake up. Sarah was a girl I dated here in Mississippi for a few months. I'm pretty sure her insecurities are what ruined that. I noticed that I always kind of compare myself to fire, and that's where the arson in the song comes into play. I love kind of how the beat at the end of the song almost sounds like the sirens from a fire truck as well. This is a really cool kind of country rock song, and it's one of my favorites.
Lisa was conceited, she was a bitch. She took off twice, man, she really was a witch. Yeah, Cash, she broke my heart, she couldn't be found to even break it off, girl, what was that about? Let me tell you about Joni, she was an alcoholic. Forgot my name when we made love, then screamed at me for crying. Let's talk about Lucy, man, that one hit hard. She thought she was a goddess, then she fucking broke my heart. All of these girls, yeah, told me they loved me. I was so blinded, yeah, I just couldn't see. Infatuation is a situation where love will blindside you. Y'all said I was crazy, just let me show you. The abandonment, it broke me down. I lost my mind, couldn't be found. Don't play with fire unless you want the flame, 'cause in my songs I'll drop your name. The heart sends fire, turn to gold. My God, this is getting old. I tell everyone I'm fine, I'm dying inside. If you're curious, come along for the ride. With Haven, lights are spreading. She cheated on me with her ex and got engaged at my wedding. Then she lost all my respect, and Effie kinda left me 'cause I went a little crazy. She ran my bank account dry, she was a narcissist. Emily, yeah, she ghosted me when she said she wouldn't. Got blocked and deleted, that was some bullshit. Ray was the color yellow, man, she really hates that song. Still think about her every day, I really wish I could move on. Sarah, she was really not the type to commit. Yeah, she talked about my secrets with another stupid bitch. Yeah, all of these girls, yeah, told me they loved me. I was so blinded, yeah, I just couldn't see. Infatuation is a situation where love will blindside you. Y'all said I was crazy, just let me show you. The abandonment, it broke me down. I lost my mind, couldn't be found. Don't play with fire unless you want the flame, 'cause in my songs I'll drop your name. The heart sends fire, turn to gold. My God, this is getting old. I tell everyone I'm fine, I'm dying inside. If you're curious, come along for the ride. It was Lucy and Ray who broke me the most, and Lisa almost killed me, but now she's a ghost. I stand in your driveway, tears rolling down my face, begging for you to calm down. You take me back then, I get distracted by everything but the red flag. The abandonment, it broke me down. My soul was crushed, I lost myself. Don't play with fire unless you want the flame, 'cause in my songs I'll drop your name. The heart sends fire, turn to gold. My God, this is getting old. I tell everyone I'm fine, I'm dying inside. If you're curious, come along for the ride. Come along for the
I love that one. It's so much fun. So this next one kind of, I don't know, radiates from that, but no one's name drop. It's a song I wrote in 2023 about a girl I met after moving to Phoenix. I was absolutely smitten. Head over heels. Fell way too fast. We all know how it is. We were texting one night and she said all the right things. Turns out she was drunk. The next day she took it all back, said she wanted to make things work out with her boyfriend, but she kept leading me on here and there for weeks. 2023 was a really fucking shitty year. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Me and her had this mutual friend that told me that this girl was talking mad shit behind my back, saying I was bothering her and making all these completely untrue accusations, but they made me look absolutely Looney Tunes. I was very honest with her. I was vulnerable. She said I was very forward and passionate, but that it wasn't a bad thing. She made it seem like I was a crazy, obsessive chick, like when I literally had text messages proving that she was flirting with me. I was literally in the studio recording in Hope Alone when all of this was going down, and she'd be out at the bar with our friends or having them over at her house, just completely making fun of me. And, like, I was the new girl in town, so why would anyone have believed me over her? I am thankful for that mutual friend that always had my back. But I always aim for authenticity in my songs, so a lot of these lyrics are exact text messages that she sent me.
You told everybody shit that never happened. Why am I surprised that you won't own up to your actions? You speaking lies while I write the truth. You know everyone believes in you. I'm a new girl in town and you make me believe that I was special to you, baby. Asked if you were comfortable. You say you were fun, but you were insecure. You just wanted the attention, played me for my affection, then told everyone that it was all me. Said you never liked me, but I got receipts. Tried to put all the blame on me. Said I'm too bold and passionate, but for a second you seemed to like it. And you told everybody shit that never happened. Why am I surprised that you won't own up for your actions? Oh, I feel so stupid, got hit by Cupid. So all I have to say is see you next Tuesday. Fell for the girl with the dino tattoo. Thought she was unstoppable, that's all the ugly truth. How can you say I bothered you? Honey, the text said that you liked me too. I'm in the studio singing while she's out talking shit. Told this bitch that I care, but she don't give a shit. Stop spreading fake rumors just to make me believe. Hurt me a little bit harder, I can take the heat. Said you never liked me, but I got receipts. Tried to put all the blame on me. Said I'm too bold and passionate, but for a second you seemed to like it. And you told everybody shit that never happened. Why am I surprised that you won't own up for your actions? Oh, I feel so stupid, got hit by Cupid. So all I have to say is see you next Tuesday. You asked me if I was bi, said it was just a vibe, and I'm adorable and just so gorgeous. I asked if this was real, said I was cute and chill. You played with my mind and made up all these lies. With the mean girls, you don't have to be a bitch. I get the gist, don't be a narcissist. All I have to say is I'll see you next. Said you never liked me, but I got receipts. Tried to put all the blame on me. Said I'm too bold and passionate, but for a second you seemed to like it. And then you tell me to own up to my own actions. Funny when it's you, that is not the thing that happened. Oh, I feel so stupid, got hit by Cupid. So all I have to say is see you next Tuesday.
So this next one it might be my favorite on the album just because of how sentimental it is. It's called Fly Away. I wrote Fly Away about a month or two before moving to Phoenix. God, I was so broken. I remember sitting at the piano just sobbing. I was absolutely just drowning in tears, unsure if I could even do it. I didn't want to leave my mom, but God, there's just so much pain and trauma here in Mississippi. Like I said, I just lost all my hope. When that happened, I knew I had to make a drastic change in my life, or I was going to end up a corpse. Mental health care is so much better out in the state of Arizona than it is in Mississippi or really anywhere in the South. I knew I had to fly away from the nest and see what else life had to offer besides trauma and tradition. But I wrote this for my family, for the ones who helped raise me, for my hometown of Madison. And I just love this song so much. It's so close to my heart. And, you know, I dream of singing it one day, like on the Madison Central football field, just to my class of 2016. This song is my home.
I grew up in Mississippi, and it'll always be my home. I'm a Southern belle to the core, and now I'm on my own. I won't forget playing in the creek or building forts with my brother, singing in the fair with my cousin, or hanging out with my stepmother. And that was long ago, now it's time to go, and I don't know if I can. Well, maybe I should fly away from the nest, but it's really scary when I was raised by the best. I used to be my daddy's girl and my mama's world. I have so much hope, but I'm 25 now, gotta make them proud. Yeah, it's time to grow up now. I remember all the days I spent playing hide and seek with Mama, and I was pushed around in the wheelbarrow, laughing with my papa. Oh, and we all cried when my nephew died, and it changed us all forever. He was my baby boy and my biggest joy, and our hearts still ain't better. So maybe I should fly away from the nest, but it's really scary when I was raised by the best. I used to be Stacy's girl and my sister's ways. I have so much hope, but I'm 25 now, gotta make them proud. Yeah, it's time to grow up now. Daddy, I just thought you're okay. Mama, I'll miss you the most. To my sisters, y'all are my best friends. Hey God, I miss you, Hope. And to my papa, Jerry, even though you're gone, you're still in my heart. To my me, please know that I'm alright, 'cause I know how to come back home. To myself, your dreams are coming true. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. First, we're gonna stop in Phoenix. Someday, we're getting up to Nashville. Maybe I should fly away from the nest, but it's really scary when I was raised by the best. I miss the football games, Mom cheering my name every time I stepped on stage. Orange and blue, I'm true to you. The Jaguars, yeah, you'll make it through. Now I'm a lover's girl and I'm her whole world, trying to find some kind of hope. I'm almost 30 now, I hope I made them proud. Someday they'll see me from the crowd.
Yeah, it took me a good 2 years to even be able to record that. So, moving on, track 12, In Hope Alone. I have talked extensively on this record about the loss of hope. This is going to be my hardest one to talk about. It's the saddest song I've ever written in my life, and I wish that I never had to write it. It's a song about the most painful experience of my life. The concept of hope is open to interpretation, but for me, hope was in a way myself and also the narrator of the song. It's almost like I'm begging like an older version of myself not to give up, because, well, hope is kind of personified in a way. The narrator is like younger versions of me. They're begging like the present me not to give up on herself, or all of their hard work is going to be for nothing. It ties into those very deeply rooted childhood abandonment issues. The younger versions of me are kind of begging older me not to be left or abandoned, because that was always my biggest fear. Like, I'm supposed to be able to depend on myself, because who else, if you can't depend on yourself, who can you depend on? The younger versions of me have a place in their life for future me, but it was like, when I wrote this, I saw no future. So my entire philosophy in behavioral health is to be the person you needed when you were younger. And I always strive and struggle internally to make my younger self proud. She needs a reason to hold on. She needs to know that the future holds promise and hope and beauty and worth. It's up to who I am now to make that happen, so all of my pain can somehow be worth it in the end. Like, I have felt things no human heart should ever have to feel. Not to say my pain is bigger than anybody else's, because it's definitely not. It's just, I have felt, the best way I can describe it is I have felt the emotional equivalent of having every single nerve in my body exposed and burned. I've been abandoned by people who were supposed to still be here because they promised they would be, but I have to use that to make myself better, to kind of become hope myself, and maybe when I heal, I can become hope for others too. This song is also kind of about someone that I had in my life for 12 years, and that's why it's the 12th track. But I'm never going to publicly speak out about them, so this song has to speak for me. And I mean every word, and losing this person was the only regret I ever had in my life.
The music's gone, 'cause I am too. I pushed you away, and now I hate me too. Hope is gone, so I can't be found. I have nothing left, and it's all gone now. Please don't leave me here, please don't make me cry. Please don't give up on me, you haunt my dreams at night. The worst kind of extravagance is throwing it away like there's another chance. You taught me how to love, you know my biggest fears. You know if you leave me, I'll just drown in my tears. Hope is gone, now I am too, and I can't go on, not without you. Nothing numbs this pain, I won't be okay. How can you just walk away? Do I mean nothing after all of these years? After all of my love, after all of our tears? And I just can't live if you let me go, 'cause there's no point. I swear I need you home. You saved my life, so now take it back. I don't want it now, 'cause there is nothing left. I remember that day that we made our pact. Thought I was saving you, but you saved me instead. You say you can't help me, but that's far from the truth. Please don't leave me hopeless, can't do this without you. And I just can't sleep, I'm fucking hopeless now. Don't even wanna breathe, I swear I'm gonna drown. Hope is gone, now I am too, and I can't go on, not without you. Nothing numbs this pain, I am not okay. How can you just fucking walk away? And I'm so angry, not with you but myself. Not your success story, you're the one that I failed. Please hold me close, please don't let me go. Don't leave me by myself, I still need my hope. Yeah, I used to be the little girl in your arms. Tell me, when did that change? When did we fall apart? Hope don't my fucking soul. And that child inside me's crying out for you. She's so damn terrified, we don't know what to do. All I want is for you to hold me tight and be that little girl you once tucked in and know. In just a few more weeks you will be gone. If I don't survive, at least you'll have this song. All those years ago I heard for future me, 'cause I was always scared that you'd get rid of me. And hope alone is where I was found. You gave me all my strength and now I'm all out. Please tell me what I did to make you leave me. I swear I need you still. Can you not hear me scream? Please don't leave me here. Do my tears mean nothing at all? I'm just so sorry. I know it's all my fault. And hope alone is where I was found. Your little girl needs you, even though I'm grown up now. Sometimes I swear that I'm still 13. You used to hold my hands, wipe the tears off my cheeks. I know that I'm all grown up now, but I still need you. I wanna make you proud, and I'll always be your baby girl. You used to hold in your chest, and you healed all of my heart. Did I mean nothing after all of these years? Now I just can't deal with this abandonment. Won't make it out alive if you let me go, 'cause there's no point if I don't have you. I hope I will see you again someday. I loved you so much, but this was too much pain. My hope was love, I wish you still loved me too. But now that you're gone, I am too.
Track 13, Miles. This one goes out to my partner, my girl. I wrote this song a week after we met. We kind of just had this instant connection, and I knew she was made for me. I was at my desk late one night at work, and I just couldn't get her off my mind. I'd never really written a love song before, because I can't write about the things I've never really felt. But I just had these silly little lyrics bouncing around in my mind that night, and my head was running like 100 miles a minute. So I wrote it down on paper, kind of gave it to her, and she still got it in her wallet, I think. And she's been a huge collaborator on this entire record. So this is her song. I love you.
You make my heart stop dead in my chest. You're giving me so much happiness. I knew as soon as we met you'd be the one to make me forget all the pain, all the hurt, all the trauma that I felt when we kissed. Time just stops. You're so unlike everyone else, and I am laughing like I am a child. And you keep on driving me so hard. My mind is going like 100 miles a minute. You can't believe it. I've never known what happiness felt like, but it's gotta be something like all the nights we spent alone, slow dancing in my living room, the sweet smell of your cologne. my twin flame. This was worth all the pain. Every time I tried to die, God brought me back. Now I know why. And I'm living like I am a child, and you keep on driving me so wild. And my mind is going like 100 miles a minute. You can't believe it, yeah. I still can't believe me. You are mine. I love the way our hands intertwine, way you hold me in your arms. I swear to God, you stole my heart. You were the girl of all my dreams. My heart is bursting at the seams. You've been the one all of this time. You make my head just run for miles.
All right. Cheesy little love song, but track 14, Forbidden Fruit. This was actually the first song I wrote for this record. I kind of wrote a little poem type of insight into it. If society calls you black, that's what you see in the mirror. If they call you pretty, then that's what you see in the mirror. We were born with identities, but labels were taught to us. What shaped the validity in that? What taught us what is valid, what is true, and how do we know? We were born colorblind and oblivious. Who taught us to see color? What forbidden fruit did we eat that allowed us to see distinction? We were taught hate. We were taught racism, prejudice, obstruction. We were taught that different colors represent different morals, values, lifestyles. Red, yellow, black, white. All of that was taught. It was all learned behavior. We were not born with beliefs. We did not come into the world and immediately know that we're white or black or pagan or Christian or Buddhist. We didn't know that we were male or female or gender fluid, or we didn't know. We were taught. We only knew what we were told. You were told that you were black. You were told that you were white. You were told that you were a girl. You were told you were a boy. You were told to believe in Allah or Jesus or nothing at all. And as time went by, you became so much more. You became skinny or fat or ugly or pretty or smart or stupid or scary or kind. You became that because that's what they told you were. And I kind of compared that to, we ate society's like version of a forbidden fruit. Like when Eve ate the apple and she woke up and she saw everything. That's kind of what has happened to us. What forbidden fruit did we eat that allowed us to see all of these horrible things?
Oh, what can I do to stop all of the hate? Oh, what did this world come to ignite all this rage? Is it the color of our skin? What's it take to just fit in? What makes us somebody? How did all this come to be our reality? What made us act this way? We were force-fed the forbidden fruit. It made us see the hate. We were born blind. It was the jagged minds that taught us to be this way. Yeah, we learned to see color. We learned what to believe. We were taught to be philanthropists, assorted antagonists. With ourselves in the land of the free. We don't need society to make us anything else. Oh, they told me I wasn't a good girl. Now that's all I see. I see depression and manipulation. It all caught up with me. There were answers and validity, but then the labels clouded me until And I was born blind, it was a jagged mind. It taught me to be this way. Yeah, I learned to see beauty, I learned what to believe. I was taught to be a looking glass, distorted antagonist. Fighting with myself, I was a cry for help. It was society trying to make me someone else. I keep writing these songs that will never get played, falling on deaf ears. I bit into the apple, I got stung by the bee. Been fighting all these years, 'cause we were force-fed the forbidden fruit. It led us to today. And we were born blind, it was the jagged minds that taught us to be this way. Yeah, we learned to see color, we learned what to believe. We were taught to be philanthropists, assorted antagonists. Fighting with ourselves in the land of the free. We don't need society to try to make us anything else.
All right, track 15, my favorite number. This one is called Light the Fire. It's actually one that I wrote and recorded here this year, last time I came to Mississippi. As proud as I am of this song, it carries a weight I hope people truly feel. It speaks of the mask that we wear, how in time we become the very disguise that we've created. We shape ourselves into the reflections that other people demand. We forget the fragile truth of who we really are. But the parts of you that shine with love and life and light were never meant to be silenced. If someone seeks to change them, it's not love, it's erasure. You deserve to be seen as you are, to cradle your inner child with gentleness, to tend to the wounds that still ache, and to believe that healing, even happiness, is yours to claim. Yet, if we wear the mask too long, our warmth begins to fade, our hearts grow dark, and the fire inside starts to dim. That's why I named it Light the Fire. It's a call to burn away the shadows to return to yourself. This is another song kind of about healing that inner child, but I love it. Like I said, we recorded it here when I came home over the summer, and whenever I'm at home, it really brings me back into sometimes a childlike state of mind, because this is where I grew up. This is where my whole childhood happened. And it's like people don't take me serious. They say I'm too childish and I need to grow up and get my shit together. And I'm just like, who really has it together? And if being stiff is the only way to get there, then fuck that. Like, I want a world with rainbow and glitter and beauty and childlike innocence. I want to wear a princess crown and a dress and run barefoot and make flower crowns and blow bubbles and not get judged for it, you know? Why do our childhoods have to come to a permanent stop? Why can't we heal the broken child within us? Like, without getting shit for it. Because whatever brings you joy, light your fire, do that, you know? My inner child is like my light. She's my joy, she's my fire. And in this song, it's just kind of like, I'm tired of people trying to put that fire out. You know, I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not for the rest of my life. I don't want to wear that mask that I have to put on for the world to be socially acceptable. I don't want to be a prisoner in my own body. I want the magic, I want the joy, I want the spark. I want to be loved for who I am. I can't just be a shell of who everyone wants me to be. I have learned that I have to love that inner child in me. And because that's what she deserves. She deserves love and she deserves acceptance. And if I try to push her away, it destroys me. Because growing up is for the birds.
Lets me be myself. How many times can I cry out for help? Nobody knows knows what's inside. When I try to let her out, they all put up a fight. I'm just a scared little girl tryna heal herself. Sorry, baby doll, go back up on the shelf. You're not who they're looking for. They need someone older and more mature. I say growing up is for the birds. I'm tryna heal myself, become more secure. Why is it the parts of myself I like too much for everybody else's time? You gotta let her out and light up the fire. Yeah, I gotta let her out and light up the fire. She's really sweet and really kind, but everybody wants me to keep her inside. If I had to kill her, I'd have to kill myself. Cause if I lose her, I end up losing myself. All she wants is love and nurture, but she's met with rejection and torture. She just needs someone to love her, one who won't put nothing above her. Make sure you want all of me. If you shut her out long, I might start to bleed. I say growing up is for the birds. I'm tryna heal myself, become more secure. Why is it the parts of myself I like too much for everybody else's time? You gotta let her out and light up the fire. She won't stay hidden for long. I try to push her down, but she's just way too strong. I can't always be just a shell of someone that I'm not, or just half of myself. I'm just so sick of wearing this mask. Can I be myself? Why do I have to ask? And if you say no, I'm gonna let go. I can only take so much before I can't be so. Growing up is for the birds. I'm tryna heal myself, become more secure. Why is it the parts of myself I like too much for everybody else's time? You gotta let her out and light up the fire. You gotta let her out and light up the fire. You gotta let her out and light up the fire. You gotta let her out and light up the fire. You gotta let her out and light up the fire.
All right. If you have stuck around this long, thank you, because we are finally on the last track. Label, my title track. Usually I put my title tracks as the first tracks, but I wanted to kind of flip it this time. For a while, okay, so I kind of did another little like poetic description for this one. And it might be my favorite on the album this week anyway. For a while, they were answers. They were something that validated my problems. But then validation turned into an association, a negative one. They became a definition. They became my identity. They became a reflection of everything I was. They became something physical because that's how society wanted to see me. And hope alone is where I was found. But when I looked in the mirror, that's not what I saw. I saw anorexia. I saw crazy. I saw fat, skinny, codependent, obsessive. I saw depression. I saw a cancerous tumor on society. I saw 5 feet of pure misery. A parade of fires that burned down everything she ever knew. I saw all of that, and after a while, there was no more me. It was just the labels. I could no longer light the fire because I saw what I had, and that replaced who I was. I allowed an association to become an identity, and I was no longer me. I was anorexia. I was borderline. I was depression. I didn't see my reason. I only saw my labels.
I've tasted too much blood from biting my own tongue. These days I'm doing better than I ever was. I've been beaten, I've been busted, I've been taken down. I've been called so many things by so many clowns. And I've learned to take it with a grain of salt, 'cause I've been known to take the blame when it's not my fault. I am not a label, I am so much more. And I'm trying not to be the girl I was before. I am not a label, I'm not going down. I've done too much, I've seen too much to let myself drown in all the name calling and all the bullying. I'm not lazy, I'm not crazy, I'm just who I am. I am not a label, oh, I am not a label, anymore. They used to taunt me, used to tease me, used to make me cry. Told me do us all a favor, they told me to die. I'm an animal, a warrior, a rainbow light. Call me a bitch behind the screen, but you won't face me right. I am not a label, I am so much more. And I'm trying not to be the girl I was before. I am not a label, I'm not going down. I've done too much, I've seen too much to let myself drown in all the name calling and all the bullying. Maybe I'm weak, maybe I'm strong, I just am who I am. I am not a label, oh, I am not a label anymore. No, I'm not psychotic, maybe I'm hooked on the fun. And if I scream, it's just a dream of who I used to be. I was never the person y'all made me out to be. And if I yell, it's just the hellish repressed memories. I was just caught up in the labels of the inquiries. First chasing visions, living life, now I finally see that I am not a label, I am so much more. Y'all, I'm trying not to be the girl I was before. 'Cause I am not a label, I'm not going down. I'm not defined by no one else, won't let myself drown in all the social expectations, the perceptive wrong and right. I'm not a model, not an act, still walking the line. I am not a label, oh, I am not a
So, thank you for listening to my new record label out December 26th. I want to wrap up now with some thank yous. First of all, I want to thank God, my Lord and Savior, for giving me my voice, because it really is my lifeline. I want to thank everyone who helped craft this project over the past 5.5 years. First, I want to thank Colin Dobash at Demon Studios in Phoenix for mixing, mastering, engineering his electric guitar on Cancer, and he helped on Fly Away, Yellow, and Label. I want to thank KJ at 16 Bars Recording Studio in Jackson. This is where I got my start. This is where I made all of my records, and it has been incredibly hard not being able to do this whole record with him, but I couldn't do it without him. He gets credit for mixing, mastering, engineering, doing the release party, co-producer. He did the drums in Label. He does keyboard, sound effects. He gets credit for My Reason, Yellow, Parade, In Hope Alone, Light the Fire, and Label. Gotta shout out my girl Elise Weiss at Demon Studios in Phoenix. Southern girl just like me. I'm very lucky to have connected with her. She is my mastering engineer at Demon, and she has an incredible intern right now, Diego, and he has helped mix and master as well. They did 911, Misery, Cancer, 5 Feet, Self-Sabotage, Yellow, Name Drop, See You Next Tuesday, Fly Away, Miles, Forbidden Fruit, and Label. And I have to thank my love, my Miles. She has been an incredible creative consultant. She's been my muse. She just really helped make this album what it is, babe. I really appreciate you. She gave a lot of feedback for the background vocals on 911, Misery, Cancer, 5 Feet, Self-Sabotage, Yellow, Name Drop, Fly Away, See You Next Tuesday, Light the Fire, and Label. Lastly, I just want to thank my parents and my family and everyone who has ever supported me and everyone who's going to buy the album. My coworkers at CBI, I love you guys. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so happy I got to share this project with you, and I can't wait to start on my next one. Bye.
Said you never liked me, but I got receipts. Tried to put all the blame on me. Said I'm too bold and passionate, but for a second you seemed to like it. Then you told